What's up, guys? A little bit of a money mess out here, but I wanted to chat a little bit about my Savage Model 4M Deluxe. This is chambered in 22 Winchester Magnum, or regular just 22 Magnum, 22 Mag. Goes by either of those. It's a bolt action rifle. This was introduced in 1961, and there are a few different Model 4 models other than the 4M and the Deluxe model. Back in 1961, this was a very quality-oriented firearm, and obviously, because it's still here today, very stout, perfect for small game hunting, which is what the 22 Magnum cartridge was designed for, was for longer distances of shooting and accuracy. And that's when the 22 Mag came out in 1959. It was brought out and created because Winchester wanted to come out with a Magnum round, and so the 22 Mag bullet or round, if you will, has a 22 caliber bullet, but this is deeper and holds more grain than a regular 22 LR. So that's why this was created, basically for varmint hunting at longer distances. This has a magazine that you load the ammo into. So let's go ahead and put some rounds through it after a close up. Scope on this is a Bushnell. It's only a 3x8. It's a relatively old scope. I'm not sure how old it is, but it's old. This was my grandfather's rifle. Safety is down here. Instead of having the red dot, as typical firearms do today, just says safe with an arrow pointing forward to let you know when the safe is engaged. Safety is off when it's pulled back. Always keep it forward. Ammo I'm shooting today is Hornady 30 grain. I will say, occasionally, depending on how fast I'm shooting this, it will jam. Occasionally. You gotta keep it clean, as you do all firearms. Right now I'm just gonna be shooting at some gallon jugs side full of water that are iced over now. I think that's 5 rounds. I have 5 rounds in it now. This ammo itself is actually pretty old, probably at least 10 years old, if not older. But ammo is ammo. One thing about this magazine, when you go to load it into the chamber, if I have too many in there, this top one will pop out, and it kind of makes it a pain in the butt to load it up. Or sometimes it'll try to load 2 at the same time. It might just be the magazine itself. Springs wore out, whatever. Like I said, this is an old firearm, so. The next one in line tries to ride up at the same time. This usually happens when I shoot this firearm. Now I'll get the hang of it and realize what I'm doing wrong, because it could just be user error. and then after that it's fine. So let's go ahead and put some rounds to it. Now I did just load those 2 rounds back in. Sometimes you just gotta be quick with it. Everything in the gun still fires properly, works the way it should. Like I said, sometimes it's just that magazine, the way it holds the ammo itself. I think it's just wore out. But the action of the bolt, the firing of the bullet, everything's pretty well stout. The scope, I have it sighted in for about 50 yards. Now I'm only standing about 50 feet from what I'm shooting, and it's doing pretty good, but what do you expect when you're standing that close? This rifle itself isn't in immaculate condition. It's actually been used and wasn't stored the entire time of its age, so it does have scuffs and stuff, but I think I'm gonna keep it the way it was, because this one has some meaning to me, and I like the aesthetics of that. Now I do have like a 22 long rifle that I plan on redoing. I'll probably make a video on that, so stay tuned for that. But as for this one, I like it just the way it is. Kind of has its own history, and I appreciate that about a firearm. See, I was quick with it and it went in just fine. That was all she wrote. I'm not sure what you could see from that, but every time I shot, I hit what I was aiming at. And so, like, as for a scope this age, I'm pretty happy with it. Dogs are barking. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with this firearm as a whole. Like I said, never really had any issues with the firearm itself. Back in the day, I mean, in today's world, to create a gun like this, it's quality, very, very quality oriented firearm. Here's some of the scuffs it has. Down there. Edge here. Nothing's ever been replaced on it that I know of, like the bolt or anything like that. This is stock the way it came. I'm not sure on the exact age of this one. I know the Savage Model 4M came out in 1961, and I believe it was discontinued in 64 or 65. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what I read. It was kind of hard to find the history of it, but very good rifle. I'm not sure on how much you can, if you can find them a lot these days, like in a pawn shop or gun shop or whatever. But I couldn't imagine they'd be super expensive being used. But that'll take care of this video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, tell your family. Thank you. Have a good day.